Well, welcome to the Live to Shoot podcast. My name is Jeff Dowdle, and I've been a licensed firearm dealer for the last 14 years. In this podcast, we talk about all things related to the Second Amendment, as well as we talk about anything that might be going on in today's politics, or I might throw in a sports story, or something going on in my personal life. So welcome. It is now November, and it's getting chilly here in Texas. Nice. I've got a sweatshirt on today, which I love wearing my sweatshirts. And this weekend, it's the good fall time change where we're going to fall back and we get an extra hour of sleep. So all good things going on, and we got our last baseball tournament of the fall/winter. It'll be good to kind of get that done and behind us and take a little break from baseball and then get involved in basketball. This week was a good week for all things on the conservative side, I guess we could say. The election on Tuesday went almost as well as possible. It was a red wave. I think the left is spinning a little bit in terms of what happened. I don't think they expected it. I mean, it went all the way down to school boards and mayors. We almost got the governor of New Jersey. That would have been great. I think if we'd focused a little bit more effort, I think we, as a organization, as a group, we did not focus as hard on the New Jersey as we did in Virginia, because we just didn't think we had a shot. And I think at just a little bit more effort, we would have shown success there. So, but again, it shows what action can do. And now we can't rest. We have to keep pushing on because they are not stopping. As soon as yesterday, I guess, Biden came out full force on his vaccine mandates. And so it's like they didn't hear a single thing that was said at the voters box. So we've got to keep fighting. Now, another good thing that's happened is the Supreme Court on Wednesday started hearing oral arguments on the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus case. I'll jump to the end. Things look like it went well. So to refresh everybody's memory, if you're not familiar with this case, this is the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association suing the state of New York, Attorney General Bruen, before their May issue scheme for issuing concealed carry permits. So in New York, the way it's issued is you have to show proper cause, imminent threat to you to get a license. And the argument of this is that this is essentially violating people's Second Amendment rights because it makes it almost impossible to get a concealed carry weapon because the requirements are so extensive. Unless you know somebody or a high-ranking official or a celebrity, they're just not issuing them, and that is the fact. But so this case has finally made it to the Supreme Court, and the arguments went well. Our first concern, I think, was Judge Roberts, and he actually seemed to be leaning into the direction of the plaintiff just based on his questioning. One of the things that, and I'll step back, one of the reasons that I think that we've been concerned about Roberts is because he has sided so much with the liberal side lately, and that there were so many Second Amendment cases that have come to the court that seemed to be good cases that they passed on, and people were speculating that the reason we were passing is because we were unsure of where Judge Roberts was going to stand and where he would be. Now, once we added Amy Coney Barrett, that gave us another, hopefully, particular person that on the right side of the court that could offset Roberts. Now, I'll tell you, lately, Judge Barrett, she's been a little waffly in terms of she's not ruled necessarily in the way that I would have expected her to rule based on her background and previous rulings that she's made. But Judge Robert was definitely in question, but in terms of his questioning and comments, he was definitely leaning towards the plaintiff. And in fact, he's quoted as saying, "The idea that you need a license to exercise the right, I think, is unusual in the context of the Bill of Rights." And he was saying that none of the other rights that we have, you have to get a license for. You don't have to get a license for free speech. You don't have to get a license to not incriminate yourself. You don't have to go get a license to prevent unlawful search and seizures, saying, hey, we're going to search his place because he hasn't gotten a license that says that we can't. So that was Judge Roberts' particular meaning. Another thing that he commented on is that in terms of the an individual will show proper cause before obtaining such a license because locations typically were open to the general public, even in rural areas. And Judge Roberts says, how many muggings take place in a forest? Meaning, they're saying that, you can carry out in the woods when you hunt and everything like that, but in densely populated areas, you can't carry. It's definitely positive. I think, Judge Barrett, she came out swinging, and she went right to the point. And so when she was asking the Solicitor General of New York, she asked General Underwood, do you think Heller was rightly decided? And here some quotes, Underwood hemmed and hawed, and she wouldn't say it outright, but Biden would have had her head if she did. And she ended up saying, I have no quarrel with Heller. And so that whenever the top government's lawyers telling you that they don't have a quarrel with a decision that basically said you can't infringe on somebody's constitutional right, that tells you where their challenges is. So it looks like, that we're solid with Barrett. We definitely know where we are with Thomas. Kavanaugh looks like a thumbs up. Gorsuch looks like a thumbs up. Barrett's a thumbs up. Roberts is a potential thumbs up. And then Thomas and Alito. And then we're definitely down with Breyer and Sotomayor. And I've heard some people talking about Kagan and how she might rule, because she is a hunter as well. And she posed some questions that tended to people to see that she may at least comment on the decision, but we'll have to wait and see. And so this is definitely positive, that if we can definitely get this as a 5-4, 6-3 vote, it would definitely push things in the right way, and it'd be again another nail in the coffin of the Biden agenda of taking away our guns, because I believe then following this will be some guns on bans on assault weapons. Look out, California, here we come, and high capacity magazines. So it's definitely, hopefully, and I don't know when the ruling's going to come out. They're just hearing arguments, and it's usually going to be several months before we actually get the decision. But it looks very positive for this. And so that is another positive check mark for this week. So it was good at the voter box, good at in the courts. So we got to keep fighting. This is, again, the work of a lot of hard work on all the patriots out there. And I think, every individual needs to contribute and get involved and continue to support these things. So I appreciate you listening, and have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next week.